Overall, we subscribe to this idea about a business school being a force for good. We could do far more than simply just providing manpower to the corporates.
We put community at the core, very much like you seem to do here at IMT. Create the service, not just give service to them. Regardless if you never leave your hometown, you're globally connected in the 21st century the minute you turn on a device. Provide the service and accessibility to students, the more that we will begin to turn the tide towards humanity.
Would you look at the future with optimism, with hope?
Of course. If you don't have optimism, what do you have?
Very much, welcome to IMT Hyderabad, Victor. We'll start with a quick introduction to yourself.
My name is Victor Tomiczek. I'm the Director of International Global Partnerships at Breton University. Very humbled and honored to be invited to visit IMT here in Hyderabad and be surrounded by your accomplished faculty and staff, and the welcoming spirit you have throughout the campus has been very exciting for us to be the privilege to see.
Thank you, Victor. I'm Professor Vinay Kalakbandi. I am the Associate Dean for Accreditations and Rankings. So what are the common synergistic areas that you found in your visit at IMT Hyderabad and back home at CBU? What do you think is common, and what are areas that we could explore together?
This visit has been so full of optimism and opportunity, I think, because at Breton University, we put community at the core, very much like you seem to do here at IMT. We are a small university on the east coast of Canada, the province of Nova Scotia, island of Cape Breton, founded in 1974. And one of particular interest, I think, that speaks to both of our, institutional passions is our MBA in Community Economic Development. The one MBA in North America that really focuses on community, on sustainability in business, on the positive impacts that business can make from building from the community, serving the community, and maybe serving the world.
So nice to know. So IMT Hyderabad, our vision is to nurture socially responsible business leaders. And we mean it in every sense of the word. We integrate the community and social responsibility across our curriculum, our research, and our community engagement activities. And we're very happy to know that the same thing happens back at Cape Breton. Overall, we subscribe to this idea about a business school being a force for good. Mm-hmm. We could do far more than simply just providing manpower to the corporates. What is your take on that?
No, I couldn't agree more. My undergraduate background, sorry, I hit the mic, was in political science. Sustainability is so important to me, coming from an island surrounded by, water, post-industrial economy, the effects of that on the environment, and learning through education and community economic development that business can build communities, and it is essential to educating people to know that they can take control of their destiny, and you need to teach those people how to create the service, not just give service to them as a business, right? And I think what you're doing here and what we're doing at CBU is very important to building that education and ability and accessibility for people to learn that.
That's great to know. If you were to advise our students, they have to nurture themselves to be, global professionals. It's not enough to just have an understanding of your local business environment, but have a global perspective. How would you, go about, doing that? What do you think our students should now focus on?
Regardless if you never leave your hometown, you're globally connected in the 21st century the minute you turn on a device, right? So the awareness for students must be built into our curriculum that your actions here, whether it be building, sustaining local communities, investing your time, cooperative social enterprises, nonprofits, everything we do has an effect on the wider world. And through collaboration, we can show that across international waters between CBU and IMT.
So we're really looking forward to that. So in wake of this, we're living in a hyper-connected world. One thing moves somewhere and everything gets impacted. Uh, you know, I mean, there's a global political environment in which we are currently, and I'm sure back home you're also being impacted by that. How do you think business schools, businesses, and students should I mean, what outlook should they have for the medium term on how they nurture themselves for this extremely volatile world that they are currently witnessing? What is your take on that?
The schools that can be the leaders of coming out of this, globally negative anti-education kind of perspective we're seeing across the world. There may be one country where we all know it's kind of is emanating from, but education is the answer. And the more that we can collaborate across institutions, the more that we can provide the service and accessibility to students, the more that we will begin to turn the tide towards humanity.
Would you look at the future with optimism, with hope?
Of course. If you don't have optimism, what do you have? We need to always go towards the horizon every day for our own mental health and our ability to continue to be creative and curious, and for our kids too. We need to always build a better world, right?
All right. So on that note, I think we can close. That's indeed a great message that we can all take. That we need to be hopeful and optimistic, and hopefully all of the issues that are currently impacting global trade, relations, education, etc. All of these will eventually get resolved until we find new challenges in the coming decade. Thank you very much, Victor, for being with us.
Yes, thanks so much for having me on, and great conversation.
Very insightful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.